What's going on, y'all? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, yes, we are here. We are here. We are here. I'm back from my vacation. Okay, so I'm back in full throttle. I was already trying to get myself back on point because I was sick, but I'm still trying to catch up. But this week, it's all about the videos. I'm right back to where I was before. So all this day, because I don't go back to work until tomorrow, so I'm going to be filming videos literally all day. Probably gonna be filming videos for tomorrow, so I don't have to film tomorrow. Only thing I'm gonna have to film tomorrow probably is that damn panel tomorrow because it's gonna be right here on my channel. Speaking of that panel, yes, indeed, the whether you like it or not panel will be on my channel right back to where it started. Tomorrow night at 9:15 Eastern Time. That's 9:15 Eastern Time, where it stars myself, Terrence, Sakina, Josiah, Really B, and Ya Critique. Yes, indeed, we'll be right back. Now, before we get into the Love and Marriage Huntsville review, I think it's quite fitting that I bring up something that's very special, very big for the platform, and very big for me and Jamar. Okay, something else that's very big for Jamar and I, and that is the prelude. Now, the prelude will be having a special night, which is Wednesday night, which is the night that I normally do roast a review with Terrence and Josiah. But instead of doing roast and review, we're all going to be tuned into the prelude, right? And I will be interviewing Kiki. Yes, indeed, that's Letitia's cousin Kiki, who's made quite the stir on Love and Marriage Huntsville. This season, I will be asking her all the burning questions from myself and from the fans themselves. And I already have a community wall post set up for you guys. So you can leave all of your questions that you have for Miss Kiki down in the comment section. Yes, indeed. And the interview will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on Scotty by Nature TV, for a brand new episode of The Prelude with Scotty and Jamar. Even though Jamar is not a part of the interview, he's still credited for it because it is our platform that we built together, okay? So we have another interview from Love and Marriage Huntsville, from a Love and Marriage Huntsville supporting cast member. Hopefully, I can get an interview with someone from Love and Marriage Huntsville's main cast. That's what I'm here to do. I'm trying to get interviews from a lot of these reality shows. It's all about leveling up, as Sierra would say. Not only do we have a brand new episode of The Prelude with Kiki on Wednesday night, we also have an after show. Okay, now Terrence and Josiah will be hosting an after show on Giving You the Real Tease channel soon after the interview is over. Soon after the interview is over, everybody should migrate on over to Terrence's channel for an after show, and I'm gonna see if Kiki will be willing to go over there for the after show and talk to Terrence and Josiah and see what they have to say to her as well. So this will be an action-packed night for the Holy Trinity, which we call ourselves, me, Terrence, and Josiah. It will be an action-packed night for us. And just be on the lookout for that and tune in for that. Okay. So shout out to Kiki for even giving me this interview. She's very excited. And we're gonna keep it all the way professional, keep it classy, but we're also gonna be holding people accountable for the things that they've said and done and what they do. Okay. So without any further ado, let's get into the review. So now the guys are headed into ATL. And before we even get into that, I just want to say that this episode was not all that. I don't really care about the guys that much. Like, I'm very much so into the women's drama. I don't really care about the guys on this trip. So it really made sense as to why this episode was pretty boring, honestly, because it was. I wasn't feeling it, but okay. So the guys are on their way to ATL. Well, they've made it to ATL, and they making it into this like $10 million mansion that's being rented. And Melanika. For whatever reason, I like Melanika. I don't know why I like her ghetto self, but I love me some Melanika. She's basically saying that the wine tasting will be held in the same building, you know what I mean? And they're gonna get it popping. So, just get yourselves ready, go and get dressed, and there's gonna be people here for the wine tasting. So as they go upstairs, all the men call the women, okay? And all the women got questions, okay? The women, as far as Letitia goes, Letitia don't trust not Maurice, but Martell. She don't trust Martell because he's the single one out of the bunch and he's always on some bullshit. So that's why she's not really feeling him. Um, being a host, of this trip because of the things that he's into. She's not But she's making it all about Martell, and she's making it about the fact that she don't trust Martell. But it's more so about the fact that she don't trust her own husband. That's how I feel about it. I feel like she don't trust her own husband with everything that's been said about him and all that stuff that's been going on. And then he's going out on a trip with Martell doesn't really make it any better. So, to me, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's because she don't trust her husband or if it's really because he's going on a trip with Martell. Who really knows? But if I was any of them women, I wouldn't want my husband going on that damn trip with Martell. After all that stuff that's been going on in social media, I'd be like, look, y'all better do a couples trip and Martell better bring a woman with him or something, because I can't deal with that bullshit. Like, but I guess if you're secure in your relationship, I guess it doesn't really matter if they go for if they go um what is it? If they go on the trip, so I guess they just have to have more I guess more confidence in themselves and in their marriages. I guess that's what they gotta have. And if you're wondering why I'm not on screen, child, I just woke up and I don't have no shirt on. I ain't got on nothing but my damn underwear. So y'all don't want to see me like that, child. So that's why I'm not on screen, honey. But anyway, and it's early in the goddamn morning. So yeah. And nah, y'all can't see me like this. I don't like it. So after they call their wives, they come downstairs and there's a wine tasting full of women. And Melanika was like, I think it was Melanika or Martell, basically saying that the reason why there's a bunch of women down here is because women are the biggest buyers of wine. So of course they're going to try to test the wine out and see how it tastes. You know what I'm saying? And did y'all hear Marcel when he said, let the tasting begin? He didn't say let the wine tasting begin. He said let the tasting begin. Uh-huh. Okay. And these women that was there, they looked like they were all single and ready to mingle with all these damn men, whether they were married or not. It looked like they was ready to get a piece of some of these men. I'm just saying. And Marceau looked way too excited. And I feel like if these cameras were not there, he'll be all the way down for the calls. That's just how I feel. And that's just what I see. And let me tell you something, these are my eyes. And if you don't like them, you can pluck them out and give me two more. That's how I feel about the situation. That is how I feel about this situation. I just feel like that's just what it is. That's what it is, girl. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's how it feels. But the women were basically saying how good the wine was, the taste of it is smooth, And I will agree that women are the biggest buyers of the wine. Like, they are the biggest buyers. My mother buys wine all the time. Her and her girlfriends, they buy wine all the time. So women would be the ones to know, what's good and what's not good with the wine. I mean, I'm just being honest. I think they are the right people to, do that. So I guess all the men were on their best behaviors. I guess all of them were. Um, but it's a lot of women at the table, and men are fucking men. Men are gonna look, men are gonna admire. I mean, I'm a man, although I'm not into women. There's a lot of men in the building. You know what I mean? I'm gonna look. There's a man on Instagram and he fine. I'm gonna like the picture. That don't mean I'm disrespecting my man. I'm just admiring what I see. These are men that I'm probably never gonna see a day of my damn life, so you ain't got shit to worry about, child. Okay, like that's what I see, that's what I think, and that's what I see. Okay, so after this whole wine tasting thing, Letitia and Kimmy, they started talking about the ATL trip and their worries about the ATL trip, and Letitia keep on saying, I just think I don't really trust Martell. I don't know what he got going on with them and all of this other stuff. Girl, just say you don't trust Marceau. That's really the Mar that you don't trust. You know what I mean? Like, girl, just keep it 100. Kimmy was basically saying, after everything that was said about the ATL trip, they need to pick another place to go, because every time they go to Atlanta, we always think that there's going to be some BS that's going to come with them being on this ATL trip. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I feel them. I feel Kimmy. Only due to the fact that it was a lot of bullshit that obviously went down on their first guys trip to Atlanta, and of course they're gonna feel like it's going to be some more BS um with this upcoming trip to Atlanta. Of course they're going to feel like that. That's just what I think though. But I don't know. I just I think that they are they're I think that they're in over their heads just a little bit. I don't know, but they just seem like they so worried, and I'm just like, girl, what you worried about? What are you worried about, child? You know what I mean? Like, what are you worried about? At the end of the day, you should not be worried about nothing, honestly. Like, if y'all know the child the shit and y'all know that y'all poom poom works the right way, y'all need to be worried about the damn thing. But I mean, when you got husbands like that, then of course you're gonna be worried. But then it was kind of like they started talking about the scandals, and Letitia's basically saying that she's really tired of the scandal, she's tired of the blog, she's tired of everybody talking about her marriage and all of this other stuff. And she was saying that it was kind of like it was a situation like I'm really tired of it, and at first it was hurting me and it was getting to me, but now it was like, okay, whatever. Letitia, stop trying to convince yourself that this stuff does not hurt you, because if it hurts you, it just hurts you, you know what I mean? And I'm not one of those people, because I feel like a lot of people want Kimmy to be down and out about her marriage and shit, and they want her to feel some type of way about her marriage, and they want her to do this and they want her to do that. And I just don't think that that's really the case here for me. I just need for Letitia to just be honest with herself and just say that this shit is really bothering her, because it is bothering her. Because if it wasn't bothering her, she would not be asking Marceau every 10 minutes if the shit is true. Because if the shit didn't bother me, I wouldn't be asking no questions. Let's just be honest. I would not be asking any questions. Period. Let's see. I mean, because things don't like things don't bother me. Like, if things don't bother me, I pay it does. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and talk about it or address it. Now, some things that I may address may not necessarily bother me, but I feel like I have to address it if it's not true, because I don't like for people to put out false narratives, because that's what people do. They like to put out false ass fucking narratives, and sometimes I feel like I have to address it, because I don't want a certain image about me being out there. Like, people will make up shit about you in a second and just say that it's true, and it ain't. You know what I mean? It ain't really true, but they'll try to make it out to be true. And then, you got people out there who would say that it's true, and it ain't true worth a damn. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. So I guess I get what she's saying, but at the same time, it's kind of like, girl, this scandal shit is bothering you. I don't think it bothers Kimmy, because they really don't be talking about Kimmy and Maurice, but it bothers Letitia. It really does. Hold on one second, you guys. Just give me a second. Sorry, y'all. I had to put two Cokes in my freezer. Okay. But yeah, I just think that she needs to admit it. I do think that it bothers her. I do think that it hurts her. And I do think that her mother doesn't make it any better. So yeah. So we're back in ATL. Lewis was basically saying that his marriage to Tiffany is open. They don't know what he means by being open, but apparently it's open in some kind of way. But they don't have an open marriage. But I feel like when they say when he says that they're open to talking about certain things, or they're open to this, or they're open to that. I think that's what he means. But we really don't know what he means, but I think that's what he means. Um Martell wants to go to the strip club, and everybody's down for going to the strip club. And then Martell was like, well, let's not have no back shots. And then Marceau said, well, you ain't got to worry about no back shots, because that was not my back. And the look that Maurice had on his face, you would think that that's a lie, and it was your back. Did anybody else see that? Because I saw it with my own two eyes, and like I said, you can pluck them out and give me two more, in the words of Nene Leakes. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. I believe that there's some truth to that, and I don't care what nobody say. That was his damn back. I don't care. That was his goddamn back. Period. So they go to the strip club. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been to no strip club. Never been interested in no strip club ever in life. They're all at the strip club looking at the women shaking their ass as they supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like Martell is at the club getting a dance and he's saying, "Can I get some of that tonight?" Then he talking about this gonna be baby number 6 or something he said. And it's like, well, Martell is single, he's newly divorced. If he wanna go out and get him some poom poom, that's his business. He really can go out there and get some poom poom if he really want to. I mean, he really needs the poom poom, honestly. So it's just like, girl, let him go out there and get what he needs and let him go out there and get what he fucking wants. If that's what he wants, if he wants the poom poom, let him have the poom poom. Because he ain't getting it from nowhere else. And I'm guessing Ariane is out of well, I'm sorry, Coleslaw is out of the picture. The harlot is out of the picture at this point. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm tired of getting it from her. I've been fucking her for years. Let me get some new shit. That's probably what he's saying. But I don't know. You know what I mean? But I guess he's just out here having a good time, I guess. The next morning, Marcel's voice is gone after all that yelling he did the night before. Um, I think they were talking about Melanika and Mel and the girl at the club. I think her name was Mel too. And it was like, it must be the third Mel's the charm, I guess. I don't know. Then they want to go to the rage room to let a bunch of rage and feelings and frustration that they all have out or whatever. And they're all down for it. I need to go see a rage room because I have a lot of stuff going on in my head. And that's the main reason why I took that vacation, that 3-city tour that I took this past week, because I have a lot of stuff on me. Like I got a lot on my mind. Like it's a lot going on in my head. Not in my life, but in my head. Um, then they started talking about the old Martell and how Martell is somewhat somehow evolving in a sense, like this is a brand new Martell in a sense. But then they was talking about Martell's lack of accountability. Martell feels like he's already taken accountability for the things that he's done, but I feel like he hasn't, because if you really took accountability for the things that you've done, you wouldn't get so upset about them talking about your lack of accountability. Sometimes you have to have accountability for the things that you do. And I'm big on accountability because I know that sometimes I could be very impulsive. For example, the situation with Hey Girl Hey. Let me talk about that real quick because I already talked about that on my last review, but let me talk about it one more time, and I'm never going to talk about it again. So, even with that situation, and even though it was made to look like I was just so ready to like just go in and attack and just drag this woman for points, and I wasn't going to attack her. I did throw a little bit of shade when I said somebody wants some attention, but that is my reaction because that was my reaction just due to the fact that I thought, based off of what someone said to me, they made it sound like she was the one that was coming at me. And my thing is that I'm a YouTuber and I don't disrespect other YouTubers. Like I don't go out and pick fights with other YouTubers or whatever. So that was my whole point. Like I don't sit up. There's a lot of things that I don't like about certain YouTubers, but I don't say shit. You know what I mean? Why? We all doing the same thing. Why am I going in on you for doing what you do? I might not like what you do, but I mean, whatever. There's a lot of YouTubers that I don't fucking like based off of the shit that they do, but I don't talk about them. I only focus on the people that I fuck with. Like that's just the truth. So when it was brought to me that she was popping shit on me and Terrence, I immediately got on the defense and I was impulsive and I made a post basically saying that somebody's looking for attention. Of course I did because I was pissed because I'm like, I don't fucking bother nobody. So why are you coming at me? And we are both YouTubers. We do the same things. I try to make a conscious effort not to really come after other YouTubers because it's pointless. Why? What's the point? So just because I have strong opinions on these damn characters on fucking reality TV, my feelings towards that situation, it was invalid, honestly, because it wasn't what I thought it was, honestly. So, I would apologize for the way that I jumped to conclusions. I was very impulsive about it, but it's different because I didn't know her, I guess. So I really didn't give a damn at the time because I didn't know her and I had never heard of her before in my life. But it was wrong of me to be that impulsive and get up there and make that post like that when I should have just went and investigated for myself. So I would honestly say to Hey Girl Hey, even though my post wasn't necessarily that bad, it was still a post that I never should have made. So I would like to take out the time to send my apologies to Hey Girl Hey. I apologize for throwing that little light shade at you without knowing what really happened, because it wasn't you. It was more so your caller that threw the shade, and I can't be mad at the caller because the caller is just like us. They watched the show, they had their opinions on us. So just like we have our opinions on the people on the shows, these callers are gonna have their opinions on me, Terrence, Hey Girl Hey, to everybody else. So I ain't really mad at the call. I don't give a damn about what the caller said, so I can't necessarily be mad because that's their opinion. But I should have just looked for myself instead of just being impulsive. Rome wasn't built in a day, so you know what I'm saying? Like I be telling y'all, I'm still working on myself and my attitude. Like I said, I'm not that bad. Like people try to make it out like I got such a badass attitude, but I can be a bit defensive. Yes, I can be, especially when I feel like I ain't did shit to nobody and they coming for me. But in this case, she wasn't coming for me. She didn't do shit to me. So that was my bad for not checking what was said first. So I don't know if she watches me or not, but that's my apologies to her for that little post that I made. But I definitely wasn't about to be attacking her and make videos back and forth and call her all types of bitches and hoes, because that's not what I was about to do. But of course, that's how people try to make it sound. But nah, that ain't even me. I ain't even disrespect her like that. I like it's to the point now where I don't even try to use the bitch and the whole word on my videos at this point, because I don't want to be that person. So nah, I wasn't finna disrespect her like that. Nah. But yeah. So that's called taking accountability. That's a big example of that. Tiffany and Melody, they discuss love languages and ATL trips. I don't care. The rage room was pretty entertaining. You know, they were basically taking out all of their frustrations. There was sexual frustrations. There was frustrations about the divorce. There was frustrations about Miss Wanda. There was frustrations about a lot, and I feel like they left it right there in the rage room. Then you got Marceau. He talks about his frustration with Miss Wanda. He feels like Miss Wanda doesn't make things better for him and Tisha in their marriage. She does not. She makes it worse because she brings shit to them and she oversteps her boundaries. Maurice speaks on Monster. Maurice doesn't realize that Monster is a 15-year-old boy, and he's not necessarily going to do the things that he wants him to do. Honestly, I feel like Maurice be, forcing his beliefs down other people's throats. That's how I feel sometimes. And then Lewis starts talking about his sexual frustration yet again. I'll be so glad when Tiffany give him some pussy. I swear I'll be glad. We'll all be happy for you. But that was pretty much the review of today's of Saturday's Love and Marriage Huntsville. I hope you guys enjoyed it for what it was, because I know the review pretty much went by really fast, and the episode really wasn't all that great either. But I tried. I worked with what I had. Um, but before we go, I just got to remind you guys one more time about the interview with Kiki. It's coming. We'll be live Wednesday night at 8/7 Central right here on my channel. And then there will be an after show with Terrence and Josiah right after the interview is over with. Okay. Once Terrence have a promo for it, I'll put it up in my future videos. Hopefully he has one up today or whatnot, so I can take it and put it on my videos or whatever, so we could talk about it. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Okay, so with that being said, you guys, your boy's out of here. Oh, my bad. But with that being said, you guys, your boy's out of here. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video. Also, click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. All right, and also all of my social media will be down below in the description box. My Twitter, my IG, and my brand new TikTok is down below. Okay. With that being said, you guys, your boy's out of here. Expect more videos later on in the afternoon. I think I'm going to have Yes for the Mess starting around 2 p.m. Eastern time. That's when I'm going to have Yes for the Mess starting. Y'all will have multiple Yes for the Messes today. I might do film some Yes for the Messes for tomorrow and all that other good stuff, because it's time for me to get back on point. Okay. So with that being said, you guys, your boys out of here. Until my next one, I will holler at you guys later. Bye, y'all.